Tonight's the first night of the tour. How did the nerves compare to, well, doing a live tour to doing the live TV shows?
Well, I'm hoping, because I'm not sure yet how I'm going to feel, but I'm hoping that once doing the TV show, I sort of topped my nerves Richter scale, and so anything on that will be easier, I'm hoping.
Well, I guess 12 million viewers against sort of 6,000 or 7,000. It's not, I mean, it's a live audience though, I guess that's the difference.
I know, and in the BBC studios back in London, there's only 200-300 people in the room, so you feel like it's quite sort of small and intimate, and then you forget that there's people on the other side of the camera. But yeah, I'll tell you tonight, I'll be shaking.
And have you had much time to prepare for the tour? Because obviously it was just before Christmas that you finished. How many weeks have you had to sort of get ready for this?
Well, so the final was on the 18th of December, and then we had a nice 2 weeks Christmas. But that was, you know what it's like, shopping, presents, all of that, eating, and a lot. But it was really nice that we had this to look forward to. And then we started on the 4th, but we were all rehearsing our group dance, so it was quite funny. And
my goodness, sounds hectic, as
it was quite
more hectic than the average Christmas.
Yes.
And obviously everyone seems to get quite emotional doing these shows, especially coming towards the end. You got very emotional. Were you kind of surprised by the impact that the show had on you?
Yeah, I mean, at first I said, do not take it too seriously. I can't stand when people do that. And then all of a sudden I was crying every week, and I was probably, was looking ridiculous.
It gets inside you, I suppose.
You just get into this sort of bubble, and you know what it's like when you're doing something. People outside don't really care, but when it's you doing it and spending so much time, it becomes serious, and I loved it. It was just brilliant.
And what do you think it is about Strictly that reaches the masses? Because I know my grandparents, for them it's their favourite TV show, and people my age and me and my young kids seem to love the show. What do you think it is about it that makes it sort of reach out to the masses?
Yeah, I think it's because music and dancing is such a happy thing. It makes people feel good, and because it's an entertainment show that kind of covers everything, and everyone's different, everyone's bringing something different, and it's my favourite show. I've loved it from day one.
Have you? I wondered that. I mean, me too. I've watched all the series. It's easily my favourite show.
Oh, absolutely. I don't miss an episode, and to be in it now is such a different experience. But it's amazing.
And obviously you're an actress. We know you from EastEnders. So will you go on maybe to do something musical, maybe musical theatre?
Yeah, because since being an actress, I've always kind of auditioned for television work, but actually I love to do some theatre. So I don't know. I'm back to the drawing board of auditions, but fingers crossed. I'd love to do something.
Well, I guess you've definitely got the dance skills now that you can put towards that.
I can use that, hopefully.
And finally, what would you say is the biggest showstopper of the night? Maybe not necessarily one of your dances, but what would you say is your favourite thing on the tour?
Well, I think the group dance is a lot of fun, and I hope everyone enjoys that. But Anne Widdecombe is going to top it.
I thought this might be the case.
She's the star of the show, and it's just her and Craig have put together something really quite special and funny, so I think everyone's going to enjoy it.
I think that's going to be the showstopper.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Cara. I hope you enjoy the rest of the tour. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, Anne, you're dancing with Craig for this tour.
Yes.
What was your initial reaction when you got told you'd be dancing with him?
I thought it was hilarious, and it was what persuaded me to do the tour, because I was umming and ahhing about it. I thought, well, do I really want to spend that amount of time? And I knew I wouldn't be dancing with Anton, or indeed with any of the professionals that I danced with, because they were all on their own tours.
And you've always had a lot of banter with Craig throughout the tour.
And so when they suggested Craig, I thought it was too funny to refuse.
Yeah, absolutely. And what have rehearsals been like with him? I mean, obviously, how does it compare to working with Anton?
Oh, it's completely different. I mean, different physique for a start. I mean, Craig is taller, Craig is also wider. So it raises things that nobody would ever think of. Like, I mean, I have to grab hold of his wrist for one of the spins. Well, it's a much bigger wrist than Anton's. So,
okay, so the little things that we wouldn't think about.
Little things that people would never think about. That's why you have endless rehearsals. You adjust to dancing with somebody different. Certainly, he's never danced with anybody like me before.
No, I'm sure not. And what's his manner like? And obviously, we see him as a judge, sometimes quite brutal. But when you work with him on your own,
he's a pussycat, and we're working together. And obviously, if we didn't work together, it would be murder. I mean, it would be a horrible experience.
And can we expect some spectacular and classic moves?
You'll see all the spectacular stuff at least most of the spectacular stuff that I did with Anton.
Right, excellent. Will there be lots of spins then, spinning around arms and legs?
Spins, you'll get, you won't get drags in Nottingham because the floor's a little bit sticky, but you'll get spins, you'll get lifts, you'll get quite a lot of the dramatic stuff.
Excellent. I can't wait for that. And will you continue to dance once this tour's over? Do you think you'll still have
I
lessons?
keep saying to everybody, you know, I never looked on this as an opening to dancing, and I shan't take up dancing. I mean, it may be that in months to come I do the odd charity event with Craig or with Anton, but no serious dancing, no.
So you didn't get the bug?
I certainly didn't get that bug.
Right. Okay, well, thanks, Anne. Enjoy the tour. Hope you have a great one.
Thanks.
So you've had your Christmas break. You're back in the flashy outfits.
Yes, lovely.
How does it feel to be on the tour?
Lovely, really, really pleased to be here, to be honest. It's just nice to kind of get out and dance in front of so many people and folk that will have kind of supported us and voted us through week to week on Strictly. So it's nice to get out here and kind of meet everybody, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Has there been any signs of competitiveness so far? Because I remember last year we had Austin Healey and James Jordan. I met them, and they were incredibly competitive, and there's a lot of banter between them. Is there any signs of someone showing the competitive side so far?
Yeah, there's a lot of banter that goes on. I mean, it's great fun, and because a lot of us have been together for quite a while now, it's great to get out here and just be a little bit more relaxed with it. Do you know what I mean? This really does feel like it's a bit of a party atmosphere going on, a bit of a celebration, you know. And because it's the same routines every night, you're going to go out night after night and try and, you know, see if you can better the next person.
I remember last year they were saying that it'd be quite nice if everybody got a chance to win a glitter ball at the end of the tour.
I suppose, absolutely, yeah. And
Less competitiveness than the live shows, obviously.
well, do you know, to be honest with you, as far as that's concerned, you can't really compete. All you can do is just go out and do your thing, because everybody's doing different dances. I mean, each week somebody would be doing a rumba, a quick step, a foxtrot, and you can't kind of say, I'm going to go out and foxtrot better than you can rumba. It's just a bit weird. So
yeah, it's a different thing altogether.
All you do is just kind of go out there and do your best and see what happens, really.
Excellent. And during the show, you had a really hectic schedule, still presenting. You were up in Scotland, all over the place. Do you find that training in different venues and being in different environments kind of affected your training?
Well, it didn't give us a lot of time, that's for sure. So that was the biggest deal, really. But it was lovely to go around and we trained in schools, community halls, I mean, it was the craziest thing, to be honest with you. I don't know how we did it. Honestly, I think back and I think...
Poor Aliona, getting traipsed all over the country.
She loved it, though. She did, seriously, she loved it. We had great road trips. And
it did look fun. Obviously, all the little the shots of you guys in wellies out, obviously you filmed little extra bits. Running around hay bales and all sorts.
I know, it's and it's a bit of a shame that it is kind of coming to an end, really, but this is a really nice way to finish it off.
Definitely.
And it does feel that by the end of it, you'll have got the most out of it, I think.
And once the tour's finished, do you think you'll carry on dancing? Is there any way you can continue to have lessons or keep going?
I'd like to. I seriously would. I mean, you obviously can't keep up with this level and this intensity, which is something that I really love, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed that. Just the sheer intensity of it and the pressure.
So you wouldn't consider taking lessons with your wife?
This is the thing. She really, really wants to learn, and she's a great mover anyway. And the thing is, though, the level that you're at with your routines, you don't learn the basics because you haven't got time. You just go in a week and just go, right, we've only got a matter of hours. Do this, do that,
around,
throw up in the air. So
So
my wife.
You could literally go back to basics and start learning together.
You could, and you wouldn't actually have a clue of what you were doing. So you could learn together. But all the routines that I did on Strictly, I did at home with Nicola, my wife. So she did all the.
So she's getting the hang of it.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't really know that. I mean, I wouldn't know the girls' steps. I know my steps, and I'd swing around. But it kind of helps a bit with the leading.
Cool. That could be really good fun then.
Yeah, definitely.
And which is the dance that you're most looking forward to doing tonight? Which is the one that the crowds can look forward to?
I think the samba is the one that everybody, because we come out and we get the crowd clapping and all of that, so they'll hopefully be on our side. I just hope we can still hear the music, because that's the worrying thing. If everybody's clapping really loud,
drowned out,
you can't actually hear what you're supposed to be dancing to.
That could be tricky.
And then the worst thing is as well if they get the wrong beat and the band's doing one thing and they're doing another.
And you start going off in the wrong time. I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure you'll have lots of fun. And best of luck with the tour. I hope you do win a glitter ball on this tour. That'd be brilliant.
That's very good.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Bye-bye.